Okay. Hi. I like that my complaints are being voiced in the captions box. That's funny. How are you doing? Let me fix Mort Cam, as usual. I always have to do this at the beginning of every stream. Because it doesn't work otherwise. There we go. Mort is somewhere. In there. I don't know. I guess I could find him real quick. I don't remember what we were doing. It's been a little while because we were playing Gecko Gods. In lieu of... There you go. That's totally better. Now you can definitely see Mort. Okay. Yeah. So, let's figure out what we were doing, shall we? Need to move my windows a little bit. Oh, and I didn't turn Firebot on. Hold on, if you want to do Lars. There we go. Okay, I can't see anything. I don't know where we're going. Do we have anything that is a quest? Yes. Okay, we're apparently going to... Oh my Christ, why does my ship look like this? Where am I? Okay, I'm kind of thirsty. Oh, wait, maybe I have like a vague recollection of what's happening. Oh, there's water in my ship. Okay, this is fine. This is fine. Everything's fine. Everything's great and good, alright? We're gonna try to go to sleep. And, hopefully be able to see a little bit. And then we'll figure out, how close we are to Sunspire, actually. Because I want to say that there's like an island to our left. It's way too dark to see. Entirely too dark for me to see anything that is happening right now. But I kind of have a vague memory that there's an island to our left. But if we have to be in Sunspire by tomorrow, we better be moving pretty quick. Oh, good. At least we got a full night's sleep, which may or may not have been too long. Okay, where am I? In the middle of the ocean. I see. There's something out there. Not my problem. That's Sunspire. Okay. Okay, we're good. The wind is hot garbage, but, you know, it is what it is. Alright. Let's get going. We can make this work. Sure. Sure. Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. I do not 100% know where the port on Sunspire is. What am I even looking at? Okay, okay. It's kind of in the frontish. Okay. I dig it. Not again. So there's the mountain. 100%. All right. Good. Cool. Hey, there's a rainbow also. So we're sure that we're on our way from the mountain as we are supposed to be. That's nice, at least. Yeah, I'm hungry. I'll take care of it. I have cheese somewhere, I'm sure. This is almost wind that we could work with. Hey Shade, nice to see ya. That's alright. I hope that your work goes, you know, alright. Work is work, but... Now the question here... Okay, stop. Stop, stop, stop. Why are we turning so hard? Jeez. The spanker should be helping me to correct here. But look at this, our destination marked with a rainbow. I think we're basically going where the rainbow is. A little bit to the left, but at least I hope so. Because Sunspire is a really tall island, right? Yeah, I mean, it's fairly tall. There's literally nothing else that this should be able to be. Because that, I think, is like Firefly Grotto, like way in the distance. And this is so much closer, you know? So... But I'm gonna err on the side of going left. Because if we go to the port side and this ends up not quite being where the port is, it's much easier to go to starboard than it will be to go the other way. So, hey Ouija, nice to see you. So 6 hours till we get there, right? Totally. It's morning. I know it's impossible to see that, but it is just recently sunrise, so we should have plenty of time. We do have something. This is due in Sunspire tomorrow. This is due tomorrow. Oh, alright, we got plenty of time. When I checked these, it must have already been past midnight. I thought that we only had till today. We got so much time. I need food. How are you doing, Ouija? Good to see you. That's fishing hooks. My boat is a mess. This is a catastrophe. Can't even get down below decks. There's water in here. Where's my cheese? There's cheese somewhere. Hello? Cheese! Oh, it's not even opened. I have an open cheese somewhere. Here? Yes, okay, good. Got some steamy old cheese. You love to see it. Great. Went to a concert last night. What kind of concert? The last concert, I guess in quotes, that I have been to is, I went to see Joe Hisaishi conduct Ghibli music. This has to be Sunspire, right? Like, we should be like dead on to the port, I think, because I'm pretty sure that that's Firefly Grotto, because that's like the two little rocks that are in front of it. I think. Also, I am so hungry. I haven't had anything to eat today, and maybe this is a bad idea, but okay, so when we make omurice, which is, you know, the Japanese, like, it's rice with like an egg thing on top of it. You know what I'm talking about? When we make that, our rice is never very good. It's hard to make like the rice that goes into it, because you have to like make rice, and ideally it has like a little bit of rice vinegar in it, and then you let it cool, and then you put it in the fridge, and then you fry it from there, and it never really comes together. So this time we were like, okay, we're just gonna go get fried rice from somewhere, from some Chinese place or something, and then just cook the rest of it ourselves, was the thought process. And so I thought to myself, well, if I'm already gonna go get fried rice, I might as well get some cute little thing from there for lunch, like soup dumplings or something. And that's what I'm gonna do, but I'm really hungry. It's like almost noon here. Is my wind betraying me here? Not really. I mean, I'm feeling pretty alright about this. The sails are balanced in the sense that the spanker is pushing very hard, but we're still staying essentially on course. Good kid. I've never heard of him, but I'm glad you had fun. Yeah, most recently it was Hisaishi for us, and then it was also, like, just a month previous to that was the Nier Automata concert, which was really cool. That was a lot of fun. we tend to go and see orchestral stuff, you know? It feels like we are going nowhere. They're pretty boppy. Yeah, we went to the near one. It was really cool. It was really, really cool to see the two women who do like all the vocals, because they have such like iconic voices. Like they could not be anybody else, you know? And it was really cool to see both of them in person. Okay, so the problem is I'm having a hard time telling how close I am to this piece of land. And that could be slightly problematic. Like, this could be a lot closer than it looks, but I think we're okay. Of course, we're sailing right into a storm, because like I told you, Aestrin is 100% about storms all the time. So that's kind of expected. How fast is my ship filling up? Not the worst. I would bail, except that I don't know where my bucket is beneath all of this garbage, so... Nier music has something about it that... Like, the carnival music from Automata, just... You listen to that, and 100%, there's no way that you're saying anything other than this is a robot carnival in Nier Automata. You don't have to know anything else. That just is what it is. It's got such a strong identity, you know? I can't see anything up here. And it's kind of odd, like I can't quite... I mean, I'm sure if I thought about it for a while I'd be able to, but I can't quite put my finger on why something from Nier Automata sounds like it comes from that. You know, like there's a specific... Sort of like Ghibli, you know, also has a very specific sound that you can identify right away. You ever play Replicant? We have not played Replicant because, well, I'm assuming you mean like the new version, right? Because we played the original Nier. And that was an experience, you know? But we played it before we played Automata because... Or Automata, if you prefer. Because they're connected, and I do think that it made it better. I think that we benefited from having played it first, you know? There's an island up here somewhere, and I have no way of knowing how close to it I am. Like, the sails are looking good. They're very full. Like, I can't use the squares. Not only because the wind isn't quite right, but because it's gonna just tip me over instantly. It do just be storming. Like, is there an island 2 feet in front of me? Possibly. Lars, hi Dragon Sage. How you doing? I'm only doing this because I can't find my bucket underneath all of this. Seriously, the storm is like on top of the island that we're trying to go to, and I have no concept of how close we are or quite what our angle is here toward the port. We're just sailing directly toward a storm, and that is the best we can do. Well, thanks for the lizard treats. Where did Mort go? I had the camera pointed at him. I don't know. Oh, by the way, for those who were in Discord and worried about Gooby, she's okay. We got her some pain medicine. She feels a lot better. She was able to sleep now that she's not hurting, so... we did some x-rays, and... You know, when a reptile has stomach pain, and hers was like very intense stomach pain. She couldn't put her stomach down. She was laying on her side, you know. In my experience with that species, that tends to be happening when they're like especially fertile, right? And it's like time for them to try to have a baby. And that causes cramps, you know, it causes stomach cramps. This island is pretty close, turns out. Looks pretty close. Oh boy. Thank you, Storm. Okay, we gotta... Okay. We cool? Probably. I don't... What am I looking at here? Where's the port? Is there a port here? Hold on. If it would stop storming... Okay. Hold it. Hold it. Oh, the wind is behind us. That's why we're suddenly going so fast. Okay, great. Cool. I'm gonna go this way. Because... it's possible the port was like right over there. Oh, no. This is it. I found it. I just can't see anything in the dark. Okay. Great. Cool. We did it. So anyway, I did not find my bucket. I found my port. And how are we lining up? I'll get back to the Gooby story shortly. Alright, this should be fine. Then we're gonna do this. And then we're gonna get ready to do this. We're gonna go a little bit slow. Because again, I wanna donk on the pier. Okay, that should give us, I think, enough momentum, basically, to get in here. We did it! We did it, chat. You know? So anyway, Gooby, her tummy was really hurting. And I assumed, it turns out essentially correctly, that... it was just gonna be, you know, her being a lady and occasionally her tummy hurty because that's part of like the reproductive process. So we took x-rays at the vet. And at first they looked at him and they were like, well, there doesn't seem to be anything wrong, which is what I wanted to hear, you know? Because when reptiles have stomach pain, your primary concern is usually just make sure that they're not impacted, make sure that they don't have obstructed bowels, basically. And once I knew it wasn't that, it's like, okay, you know, she's fine. This is cool. And they called me later and said, hey, actually, looks like there might be the beginnings of a baby in there. So that could be what was causing her just a little bit of tummy upset, you know? But regardless, she got some medicine. She's feeling much better. Where's their cleat? How about here? And she was able to get some sleep, so that's good. We still have an entire day to deliver this stuff. We've done so good. Look at us go. Yay. Okay, it's a little moist in there. That's okay. I swear to God, this better be Sunspire. Okay, good. I got a little panicked when it let me walk in there without accepting it. Alright, buddy. You know what? My ship is close enough. I'm not gonna pay you. Am I gonna pay you? Maybe I'm gonna pay you. To help me haul stuff so I don't have to go back and forth like this all the time. Oh, we should check. We have 51,889 now. We'll see how much money we have after. And I don't quite remember how much we were aiming to have. I want to say it was like 80,000 or something. Alright, let's clean up this ship. This just absolutely absolutely fraught ship. Okay, am I missing anything? It's so dark in this storm. Alright, there shouldn't be anything in there, I don't think. We packed a lot of cargo on here. I'm trying to make money. You know, not the cheese. We don't need the cheese. The cheese is mine. Possibly. Actually, I don't remember. Alright, buddy. I got stuff for you. Actually, I don't. Which of this is quests? Okay, it's this stuff. The green stuff is quests. And the rest is just stuff I am trying to sell them. Possibly. I don't want to have to... Okay, good. Good. Alright, finishing quests. I'll check later and see if I still have stuff on the ship. I do, because I'm missing a... Oh. Hello. I might not have meant to grab this firewood. I'm missing... Nope. I'm not missing beer. There you go. And grain. Cool. So I think that's it. Log, yes. The rubber to Gold Rock City is glitched. Don't worry about that. So yes, we did only make like $1,000, but don't worry about it because there's more to be gained, not only from this, but just like doing quests isn't necessarily lucrative, but it does increase people's opinion of you in this region. And their opinion means you get better prices, you get the ability to do more or better quests. It matters. Okay. What do you think about that, my dude? I didn't actually notice what I had out there. I know there was pork. Where pork? Pork. Sell. Great. What else is out here? That was everything. Do you want my firewood? I don't think you probably want my firewood. Oh, I am like really thirsty actually. Do you want firewood at all? No. Alright, that's mine then. Yoink. Now, let me make sure I didn't have anything else to sell. This firewood came from somewhere. Who knows? I need a drink. I don't think that Sunspire has a tavern. Which means that we're just gonna have to keep, like, working as we are. What? Can I have a light, please? Nope. Not literally. Thank you. What are you? Fishing hooks? Okay, that's fine. Just get over here. Oh, I think, you know what? I think I picked this firewood up from the middle of the ocean, is what happened. So that would be why I just randomly have a barrel or a box of firewood. Cool. That goes over here now. Everything is so disorganized. I'm gonna spend an entire stream just trying to fix the ship. So, we now have 60,000. See? We made like 10,000. We did a good job. It's better than my room. Alright. So it is technically daytime, I suppose. Hey, there's a little ship over there. Hi, buddy. Did you run into the shore? So, Casa, nice to see ya. How you doing? Lizard treats. Thank you. I am giving many treats to the new baby. But, it can be hard to get him on camera. Or her. And nobody's here yet? You're here. Oh yeah, there's people here. In this brooding darkness. I not need your sausages. I'm not... I forgot. I forgot. Sorry, I forgot to turn my thingy off. Gotta turn this off. I always forget. There. Yes, we have a new friend. To Nanners and Tonberry. They are the happy parents. I can't get over here. Wait, is Sunspire? Hold on. Is Sunspire... I can't say anything, it's so dark! Sunspire might be the place actually with the... Is it you? Is it you? Yeah. Yeah! The super expensive spyglass. Gimme. Yoink. Okay. I have made the executive decision, chat, that we are purchasing this. This is the really, really good one. Yes, it's all of the money that we just earned, but it's the best spyglass in the entire world. So, we have that now. I am going to love it and cherish it, and not throw it in the water this time. Okay, it was slightly more than what we just earned, but don't worry about it. Alright, I'm going over to my ship to do all of this readjustment because this now just gets like thrown on the deck. That's fine. This, the big boy, the good boy, gets put here. So that I don't drop it in the water. I really wish that there was a tavern, but there's not. Alright, give me my singular remaining piece of cheese. Alright, so we're gonna stay in port tonight. It makes absolutely no sense to, you know, go get another quest when, like, we're not gonna make any progress on it before it turns into the next day, you know? But what we can do in the pitch blackness is figure out what we want to trade that isn't a quest. Because this guy stays up all night. So, where do we want to go? And how much does it cost? We're not going to Happy Bay. Unless you all want to go to Happy Bay. Happy Bay is quite far. It's outside of Aestrin, right? And most people seemed to vote that they wanted to stay inside Aestrin. But if you change your mind, let me know. Boy. There's not very much that people want. Like, all the way to Firefly Grotto for $150. Yikes from me, dog. Maybe it is tools and goods. Because at least then at Fae Valley we can get $200. Yay. Look at us go. Alright, so possibly Fae Valley with some stuff. The two most expensive things that we can buy here both are worth the most at Fae Valley, so ugh. Maybe we'll go there. I don't really want to go to Fae Valley, if I'm being honest. Don't really like it. So here's our map. So we are currently at Sunspire, which is over here. It wants us to go to Fae Valley, which I don't know if you can see over the giant pickup text is all the way at the top over by Siren Song. Top middle. But Fort Aestrin is like directly next to us. So we could just go there and pick up stuff that would be better. You know? Like if we take no cargo to Fort Aestrin and then go from Fort Aestrin to Firefly Grotto for something that's worth $500, that's better than going from Sunspire to Fae Valley for something that's $200, you know? And Happy Bay, that other place, we have to switch to the world map. So you can see Aestrin here at the top middle. Happy Bay is halfway along the right on the way to Dragon Cliffs. So that's a many day journey. And we could do that at some point. Depends on whether you want to, but if we're here to buy the ship that's here, we probably should not do Happy Bay. Because if we went to Happy Bay and then came backwards, we'd be going against the trade winds, which would just kind of make for a nightmarish situation. We'd basically have to sail in a triangle, kind of. Boy, I am just so thirsty. I'm throwing a fit about sleeping. If we could just go to sleep, that'd be just fantastic. I'd like to sleep through the night. So what are you all doing this weekend, by the way, since it's Thursday and I haven't asked yet? Is it morning time? Not especially. I'd like to sleep through the night too. Same. Although I went to bed early last night and I did sleep pretty good. I had a horrifying dream where I was cleaning the walls of my house and on one of them there were just like a ton of mushrooms growing. And I was like, okay, this is gross. Ugh. Alright, we literally just have to like stand here and wait for it to not be night anymore. I was like, this is gross. There's a bunch of mushrooms growing out of my walls. But then like, the more I dug, the more it was like, the walls just were this horrifying like crumbly mushroom thing. And it was just like really disconcerting. I hated it. It made me uncomfortable. Did not like it. And it's also like the frustration when you have those dreams of being like, ugh, I have to fix this, you know? And so then you're stressed because you're like, how do I fix mushroom walls? I don't know. I'm supposed to be able to figure this out, you know, in the middle of the night. So that was annoying. Do you usually remember your dreams? Because I feel like not everybody does. I feel like there's some people who are just like, you know, they know that they dream deeply, but then they don't have a single idea what has happened. You know? Okay, it's getting to be sunrise. Let's start loading up here. Alright, what do you have? Alright, they want us to go to Aestrin, which is good because that's where I want to go, I think. So we're just going to take everything that we can carry to Fort Aestrin, which apparently is 2 things. Oh, here we go. Mail, garbage. Garbage. Whoopsie. Alright, and like, I'll take... If Fort Aestrin... I am not loading up a bunch of boxes of goods to Aestrin for $11. I'm sorry. We're just getting to Aestrin as fast as we can so we can actually go make some money. Mr. Man, excuse me. It's so dark. Where are you? Is this you? Hi. Load my cargo for me. I am a rich man. Thank you. If I don't write them down, I can't remember it. Yeah, usually for me, it's like, I also can't remember if I don't... Like, if I immediately think of them and, like, make it intentional right after I wake up, I can remember them. But other than that, it's only been probably, like... hello? Could you not fall off my ship? It's only been, you know, a handful of dreams over the course of my life that have really stuck with me. And they weren't all nightmares. They don't have to be nightmares in order to stick with me. Some of them, like, made me really happy, you know? Okay, this is getting a little bit out of control, but it's fine. This is due in Aestrin in 2 days. And we are gonna, hopefully, just go straight around the corner and go to Aestrin, so... What direction is the wind? That's acceptable, I suppose. Ugh. It did get worse. But it's okay. We'll work with it. I can actually see some of the parts of my ship now. So yeah, we're gonna have to go upwind for a little bit here. And we'll do this as well, because we'll take whatever pressure from the wind we can get. We schmovin'! Or if you need $11, get a new boat with new ropes. I'm only $11 away from having a ship twice this size. We are just so barely gonna be able to skim past this little islet up here. Where the ship is, for probably obvious reasons, stuck. Okay. But the good news is, once we're past here, we don't need to worry about being into the wind anymore. We're gonna make like a hard turn to starboard, and then we should just rocket right into Fort Aestrin. So. And we're gonna get that new ship. Today? I don't know, but probably not today. But we'll do some math and we'll see how close we are. Because the exchange rate changes from time to time. But no, sometimes I remember my dreams. Like I said, if I make like a concerted effort to remember my dreams. I think there have been some pretty classic ones. You know, Crack Cat was probably among the most classic. I forever and for always remember a dream that I had as a child that was like, it was the apocalypse, you know, the world was ending. I was running around my hometown trying to figure out like how to survive, you know. And I guess it was probably just because my parents never cared to like moderate what I watched on TV. So I was always, yeah, Cinemax, whatever, 300 the movie, sure, whatever. That kind of, you know, didn't matter. So from a young age, I was kind of exposed to gore and that kind of stuff. So I remember that dream having like ravens or crows that were just like pecking out people's eyes. It's like a stereotypical zombie game image, right? Where there's like dead bodies and crows are picking at them. But that has stuck with me as a thing that I remember dreaming. Oh, I'm hungry. Well, I need a new food source, since, sorry buddy, you kind of ran aground, didn't you? Do I have, oh no, do I have fish here? No, good. Good, good, good. I was not cooking any fish at the time. I'm gonna take this bread for now. Just a little crunch crunch. Good. Just a little bit. Alright. Like, literally that island right there should be Aestrin, I think. But let's get out of a headwind. And it should become much easier to sail. But yeah, by far the most classic dream was Crack Cat, who I have drawn pictures of in my Discord. And oh boy, why does the wind keep just wanting to be like right here? Let's look real quick. If we go around, yeah, that's Aestrin for sure. No, it's Crack Cat, like the drug. Because that was his whole deal. He was a cat detective. And his whole thing was just, he was really, really good at his job. It was like Sherlock Holmes. And everybody was like, yo, dude, why are you such a good detective? And one, like, the whole thing was that a reporter asked him, like, you know, is it because of all the crack? And he was like, my name is Crack Cat. Yes. Like, that was the whole dream. So I have pictures of Crack Cat in my Discord, solving his little mysteries. This is why you're a good writer. I was kind of chugging this morning on a novel. Just couldn't really get it going, you know? Some days it just do be that way. Could I not be in a headwind, please? Could I not end up in irons? Like, what if we didn't do that? What if we just, like, sailed to Aestrin without difficulty? I'm not in irons anymore, but I would love to just have this be a little bit better, you know? Like, the wind now is fine, and the spanker is gonna be pushing me to windward, you know, but yeah, I'm at the point in the current novel, not the one that's out at the moment. What do I want to eat real quick? I'm just gonna open this cheese, like, whatever. It's fine. Cheese is expensive, but I'm a rich boy. So, I'm at the point in the current novel, where I'm a plotter, so I know everything that's gonna happen. I know where I am in the manuscript. I'm about a third of the way through. I know what beats I need to hit. I know, you know, how the arcs are all coming together. It's fine. And it's just kind of at that point where you're like before all the things are starting to happen, but you're like right before. Because at the end of your first act, there's going to be some kind of shift or, you know, like notable, like, oh, this complicates things, right? And I'm at that point where, like, the next chapter after the one that I'm in is going to be the start of that ramp into, oh, well, things that I know, everything that I know is about to change, you know, that's the situation. And the transitions between those can be really challenging because the stuff before it needs to feel like it's important, you know? Like, there should be, if you're writing well, there is no filler in a novel. Spanker. could you please stop taking me to Windward so that we may make some progress on our journey? Unless you're Herman Melville. So yeah, I'm at that point where it's like, I'm ready to make this transition. I'm excited to make this transition. I'm kind of tidying up and making sure that the things before it are leading into it well enough. You know, this is still the first draft. It doesn't have to be complete, doesn't have to be done. But could I please? Like, what is happening with my sail here? Okay, here's what we're gonna do. This thing needs to reconsider its entire life choices, okay? Get in, and then come out better. Thank you. It was kind of stuck on itself. You know, I specifically went this way because the wind was, like, favorable. I was like, oh yeah, you know, we're gonna come around Sunspire. This'll be great. Now we're sailing 3 degrees to the wind. Thanks. Thanks. I'm stubborn, okay? I don't want to tack. We will go at 2 miles an hour if that's what it takes. I mean, at the very least, I can't tack till I get around this rock. This is garbage. Look at this. Look at this. I lost track of my thoughts. What was I saying? Books, right. So I am also the kind of writer, and they say not to do this, but that's, you know, just like a, if you're getting started on writing, don't fall into this trap, and I am very much not getting started on writing, so it's okay. They say don't edit, right? While you go. Could you stop shifting the wind? So that, okay, look. Listen up here. Alright, we're just gonna... We're doing it. We're doing it. I wish I could edit the... Well, you can, actually. If you install a mod, you can. I'm not gonna make you sit here and just wait for this to happen. We're just gonna do it. Because I can't stream for very long today. So, you know, they say don't revise as you go. Because you'll lose your momentum and you won't finish. Now, obviously, for somebody like me, who... Like, I know I'm gonna finish. That's my whole job. You know, so... That doesn't necessarily apply to me as much. I'm almost wondering if we're gonna sail around the back of Aestrin. We'll see. So I do edit as I go. Not 100%. Because it makes no sense to, like, edit your prose super heavily if you don't know if you're gonna, like, keep the scene or move it or change it significantly or whatever. But, I mean, I'm going over my chapters over and over and over before I move on to the next act. Because I want it to be set up properly. I want it... Like, if I have little tiny details, I want to be able to carry those through, you know? Because that makes it more immersive. So I'm in that stage right now where I'm like doing the final like, is this working the way that I want it to be working? Do I want to touch this up a little bit? Do I want to kind of change the trajectory a little bit of how these characters are going to end up in the next act? And the answer this morning was like, kind of, a little bit, just a little bit, just a little tweak, you know. But I'm like ready to move on in my brain, so it's hard to just get it done and be happy with it and then move on, you know. Because you look at it and you're like, do I have too many bakery scenes? Are they in the bakery too much? You know? Hey, Shazzy, nice to see ya. How you doing? Because, like, on the one hand, right, it's cozy by genre, and thus also by vibes, but there is a difference between just cozy vibes and cozy genre. So cozy, as a genre, the readers want to be immersed. And readers in every genre want to be immersed, but it's slightly specific with cozy in the sense that, like, the environment and the atmosphere is, like, the point to some extent. So I'm drawing up these, like, rich views of, like, this is the inside of the bakery, this is the smells, this is what we're cooking, this is, you know, the people around the village that are informing this way of life, and the gardening and going into the woods and ingredients and all that, and yay, happy. Great times. And then you look back and you're like, am I doing that too much? You know? And so then you might trim, and then you might go back to a scene and be like, okay, but now this scene isn't, like, it doesn't have its heart anymore. You know? So it's always a balancing act, and I kind of am at the point where I need to just keep writing, you know? I just need to move on and come back to it with fresh eyes. I need to move on to the little festival that they've all been preparing for. It's gonna be very cute. Have you tried getting new eyes? I wish, because it would make writing a lot faster. Why am I not moving, like, at all? Oh, my spanker's up. That's why. Yoink. That'll help. I forgot that I tacked. Because that's one of the most frustrating things about writing a novel, is, like, you need to look at it with fresh eyes. And to some extent, that's what, like, beta readers and stuff are for, right? You give them to the betas and they point out things that you were too close to the manuscript to see. But at some point, it really does just come a time when you have to, like, just put it down, don't look at it anymore, walk away, work on something else. You know? And I went back to one of my previous manuscripts just over the last week, doing that because I had set it down for a while. And I did make some changes that I feel nice about, you know? I do think it's better now, and I wouldn't have seen that before, so. Yeah, we're gonna keep going this way just a little bit. Then we'll tack again. But in a sense, it's like, it's way harder to me to write cozy than it is to write other things. Because it's, and I'm not saying that, you know, people who write action are, they just have an easier job, right? I'm not saying that. But to me, it is easier to write like a battle or some kind of overt conflict like that than it is to write, you know, I am a person working 3 jobs who has suddenly ended up in this cozy town, and I don't know what to do with myself because I don't know who I am without working. You know, like, there's conflict there, but it's a lot harder to squeak it out onto the page because it's not as clearly delineated, you know? That's why Hallmark movies are bad. Why? Because nothing happens? For the, like, 3 people who write the book equivalent of Hallmark movies, they are just making bank. Because it's a really, really specific formula. And once people find that formula, like the readers who want to read it or watch it if it's the movies. That formula, literally, you can almost just change people's names and change like the jobs they have or something, and then just have it again, and they'll still buy it, you know? It's a really, really trope-heavy genre. So, if you can kind of break into there, you can make a lot of money. People love cozy smut. Well, I am not writing smut. You may or may not, I suppose. Be happy to know. Apparently cozy mystery is like a huge thing. It doesn't matter, I can't read. Cozy mystery is a huge thing that we're carrying momentum through here real quick. That I don't super understand. Come on, buddy. There you go. We're getting there. Am I looking a little hungry? I'm okay. Alright, fine. Again, I'm not gonna make you just sit through this. I have like 15 more minutes of stream. We're not gonna spend 10 of it with me painstakingly 3-point turning with my squares. We're just gonna give it a little nudge and go. "15 minutes, I just got here." Yeah, I know, I'm sorry. It has to be a short stream today because Husbando needs to leave work early. I mean, it's always a short stream with me. That's just kind of my MO, but... we do be turning, slowly. And this should, in italics, get us to Fort Aestrin now. Like, we should be through the wind and at an angle that, I mean, yeah, it's not ideal, but we're not gonna be sailing, you know, 2 degrees off the wind, so. I'm gonna leave that for a second, and we can achieve a little bit more progress here. Not quite time for the spanker, but... bro, the wind is literally just... okay. Alright, look. Look, look, look. I guess I will tack again. Over there. This was so nice. And then the wind changed. We're moving. We're not sitting still. We're just, I'm turning more. So yeah, I am going to... thank you. I am going to continue to plug along in my, my cozy, the current manuscript. And then after that, I've got a couple more waiting. While my previous one is out for query. But I don't really care how long it takes, it's fine, whatever. You know? People get really hung up on like, oh, I've spent 3, 4, whatever months querying, and it's like, just write the next one. And stop thinking about it, you know? Traditional publishing takes a long time. Chug-a-lug, boys, let's go! The wind was nice for, you know, 2 seconds. But we are moving, albeit slowly. Yeah, sure. This will give us, like, a half a knot more of oomph. Also gonna turn us directly back into the wind, so let's not do that, but if I can get this stabilized before I go to sleep. Then we can sleep in peace. And it's doing pretty good. As far as stability is concerned, I'm watching so closely I'm forgetting to talk. But also, I mean, just look at the waves. There's not very much wind right now, you know? Alright. Yeah, this should be fine. It is a journey. A slow one, but a journey nonetheless. If you watch the right-hand side of the screen, you'll see that we are moving. That thing on the right is slowly slipping out of view. Like, the wind angle isn't bad. It keeps, like, adjusting itself a little bit, you know, but like, we should be fine to go to sleep. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Okay, that must be... What am I looking at? Okay, that's Firefly Grotto. Just kidding. For a second, I was like, hold on, are we not actually going to Aestrin? That's Firefly Grotto. This is Fort Aestrin. Because, yeah, it's got the rock in front of it and everything. Yeah. This is fine. Yep, okay. Course should be good. I guess let me drain the ship real quick. We will sleep. And then as for next week, what are we gonna do? I can do better in Gecko Gods. I could take world record in any percent if we really wanted to grind it. So we could grind any percent. We could, of course the wind is shifting again. We could learn a new category. We could learn, you know, glitchless. Any percent restricted is a bit too much for me. Any percent restricted is, like, really, really cool to watch. It's, like, awesome. But those launches from any percent, the one that took me from the beginning island to the volcano, you have to do that, like, 7 or 8 times. At least. Oh, I'm hungry, I see. So, I don't necessarily dig that. Because... Oopsie. As I said before... Okay, give me this. Give me this and put it on the ground. Thank you. I just want some fish. Like I said before, runs where it's like you either get something or you don't, and if you don't, the run is over. I don't like those. That's too much pressure for something that's supposed to be fun, you know? So, glitchless appeals to me. Obviously any percent, I can't see anything. Alright, but the wind is still... It's still something. I can't tell where the fort is, but the fact that the wind is different tells me probably that the wind isn't actually different. It's probably that we have shifted. Because of... And again, if it was the spanker, we would have shifted the other way. So yeah, I don't know. Glitchless maybe. We might go back to any percent. I don't know. It depends on whether people want me to actually finish runs or not, because any percent I will be finishing runs. Glitchless, like the run itself is an hour and I would be learning it, so don't love that wind angle. Let's not do that. What if we didn't do that? Alright, I'm gonna compensate for the weather helm. We don't sleep in very long bursts because I'm hungry and I'm stubborn and I don't want to eat my fish. Because we're going to Astra and there's a tavern there, you know? But I'm also thirsty now. Alright, are we? Okay, we are not in irons. Good for us. You'll love to see it. We're just gonna be kind of, futzing around overnight. I would love for it to be sunrise so I can see where we are in relation to the fort. But we are sailing, and that really is all I could ask for. Because odds are... Uh-oh. Oh, there we are in irons. There we are. Great. Beautiful. Although I'm not quite luffing yet. We might still be able to fix this. Spanker's gonna be a bit much, though. That's gonna be counteracting what I'm trying to do. We are succeeding in turning. We are not 100% just... yeah, no, we got this. It's really also just that there's no wind right now. Hello? Oh, that's the side of my ship. I can't see anything, so... Alright, but at this point, we shouldn't keep sailing because I now don't have a good enough idea of where we are. So we furl sails, we finish the night. Then we check it out and make a plan for next time. I'm fine, I'll eat a fish. It's still super nighttime. I'm so grumpy about using my vast amount of resources. This is why I don't use potions in RPGs. We would be sleeping so much better in port, by the way. You sleep faster if we had a bed, but we're trying to buy this other ship, and that will have a bed. Where am I? Hey, it's Fort Astron. We're much closer. Man, we stayed, like, dead on course. Despite all of that wind nonsense. Okay, I just had to figure out where my rudder was here. And by dead on course, I mean, you know, as close as we can get with the wind being this. We can swing it. We can do it. Yeah, sure. Sure, Spanker, you can have your day. How do I want to approach this? Very slightly more this way is how. Because I need to not have the Spanker be doing the things it's doing. Sure. And then we'll correct a little bit. But look at this beautiful morning time. You'll love to see it. Alright, could we stop though? Like, could we stop though? The dev says that the wind doesn't, like, constantly keep moving in Aetion, but come on, you know? We've been turning aggressively this whole time. You can see that that island in front of us is nowhere near where it just was, and we're still basically in irons. But fine, whatever. Like, look at how the wind direction has essentially not changed, and now that island is all the way over there. But we moving, so it's fine. So yeah, next week we'll have to think about what we want to do for the Gek gods. And, we'll do some speedruns, regardless. And while we so gently mosey along here, let's find somebody who's streaming, you know? Hey, Dragon Sage! I'm somehow not surprised! Congratulations! You've done it again! Not rigged. Like, it literally cannot be rigged because I programmed it with, like, math, you know? It can't be rigged. Let's see here. Little indigestion. What is Games Done Quick doing? Oh, are they restreaming? Yeah. They restreaming. Okay, let's see. Who else? Is Hypno still streaming for a bit? Oh, yes. No, just started another run, so... No Shork. Streaming retro. What is he actually streaming? Racing games, speedruns, Formula Kart. So yeah, chill vibes. Chill times. We'll be back next week streaming more Gecko Gods speedruns. Get some good times. And should be more boat game, as far as I'm aware, unless something comes up. Can't think of anything. So say hi to Hypno when you get over there. I promise I'm working on fixing Mortcam, so it doesn't have to be outside of his enclosure where you can never see him. I'm trying to put it back in there. So anyway, stay safe, everybody. Say hi to Hypno when you get over there. Thanks for hanging out. And have a wonderful day. I will see you later. Bye!